low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.
Well, good morning and a very warm welcome back to the channel. And yes, it has been some time since I've posted something on the channel, and some of you have even taken the care and worried about my welfare by putting comments onto various things I've posted before, saying that you missed the channel and am I okay? Well, patently yes, I am okay, but it's great to know that you've missed the channel. Part of the reason that I've not done so much posting on the channel recently is an awful lot of my posting is about fitting accessories to the Adventure and the GS previous to that, and obviously you can only fit so many things on a motorcycle before, you know, it just starts to become unrealistic, and I only ever fit stuff that I really want to have on the motorcycle, not fitting something for something's sake. So that was part of the reason. The other reason was I have done a few tours which aren't actually as popular as the fitting videos, but all the same they're still relatively popular, but they do take a phenomenal amount of editing, and that's the bit I hate the most. And considering I don't do this for a living, I just really do it for fun and for my own pleasure, when it gets to the point that you're not enjoying the editing, then, you know, it ceases to become something that you really want to do. So I have still got a couple of tours that I've done both in 2021 and 2022, the main tours that I've done, 21 and 22, that are in the can but just not edited, so I may well do those in the future, so keep your eye out for those. The first one was France and Spain and the Pyrenees in 2021, and this year we've just come back from Germany and France, doing the Ruhr Valley dams, the Harz Mountains, the Black Forest, and those types of rides. So I may well put those together and you'll see those in the future. Anyway, as you will probably recognise, I am on the A34, which is the main road between Southampton and Oxford, and my BMW dealer of choice, North Oxford Motorrad, or North Oxford Garages as they used to be known, at Wolvercote Roundabout in Oxford. And I am on my way there because we have reached the current end of an era. The GS is going back today, and I thought I would just run down with you what have been 3 totally amazing motorcycles. So you'll never find me having a bad word about the GS's. I've had 3, a GS 1200, one of the first GS 1250s in November 2018, and then this, my first GS Adventure in September 2020, so virtually 2 years ago now, and all of those motorcycles have been fantastic. They have not missed a beat. Probably, just very quickly adding up in my head, I've probably done close on 30,000 miles on the 3 motorcycles, and some of that has been long distance touring, and not a misfire, not a pop, not a whistle, nothing. And if I had wood, of course I would touch it, but certainly they have been ultra reliable. The main difference is over all of that time that between the GS and the GS Adventure is really the weight and the overall size. When you've been on an adventure, or when you first get on an adventure, it feels absolutely massive, and I guess truly it is. When it's loaded up and laden, you're probably over 1/4 metric ton, but certainly once she gets rolling, as with any of the GS's, they absolutely belie that weight. But what I would say is, straight away, is the Adventure very much is a heavier motorcycle, a bigger motorcycle, a wider motorcycle, and all of those things. And if you've looked at my previous videos, you'll know too that one of the things that I actually quite like about the overall size of the GS is the fact that it has a tremendous road presence. So, you know, if we look at this Kia Sportage on my inside here, which is not a small motor car by any manner of means, but my head is a full head's width above the roof of that car. So, you know, very much I can be seen. And if you compare me with a van, I'm probably just about level with the roof. And certainly when you come alongside lorries, you can virtually see into the cab. Now that's the same on the GS or the GS Adventure, but the Adventure is a step on again. Its whole frontal view is just massive and, well, I'd like to say unmissable, but I'm sure people would disagree with that have still managed to T-bone motor cars, because cars just don't seem to see them anyway. But what I would say to you is that, you know, if you want if you're keen on a lighter adventure motorcycle, then very much you should go for the standard GS, because despite the fact when you first get on a GS from any other motorcycle you think, wow, this is huge, if you get off of that onto an Adventure, then you will think, wow, that is huge. And I've certainly had a couple of GSs on test while I've had this one in for service, and they do feel incredibly small in comparison. Now, of course, most of them, as I say, or both of them, as I say, are incredibly good handling, and that's totally due to the low down weight of the Boxer engine. But you do very much notice with the Adventure, when she's full of fuel, so 35 litres versus the, I think, 25 litres of the standard GS, you do actually notice that that top-up weight makes the bike a lot less flickable. I always remember there's a very long pair of S-bends. They're beautiful S-bends, and they're right up in Northumbria, and you come up on the top and there's the stone there that one side says Scotland and one side says England, so you'll probably remember where that is. And as I hit those S-bends, there were coaches coming the other way, which always spoils the effect of some nice sweeping S-bends, but all the same I'd not long filled up with fuel, and you could very much notice the change from left to right, where the bike was struggling. You know, you really had to pick it up and get some power onto it for it to want to change direction. So that's the primary difference really between the overall handling of the GS and the GS Adventure. But other than that, they are absolutely versatile motorcycles that you know, people can criticize them, but generally people who criticize GSs have never ridden one, or certainly they haven't ridden a 1250. You know, the 1250 engine was a big step up from even the 1200 before it, and certainly those people that have got older 1200s and, you know, oil heads, airheads, 1150s and the like, absolutely you will notice the difference in the absolute torque and punchiness of the 1250 engine. And, you know, people can still hate GSs. I mean, liking motorcycles is very much a sort of subjective thing. It's in the eye of the beholder, and I don't think the GS is particularly a pretty motorcycle. There's 100 more pretty motorcycles, there's 100 more faster motorcycles, there's 100 more lighter motorcycles, but quite honestly, being the best selling motorcycle in the UK, then, you know, that in itself speaks volumes for the functionality and the features aboard the BMW GS and GS Adventure. Now, I am absolutely going to miss this motorcycle. There is absolutely no doubt about it. I've preferred the Adventure to the GS. In fact, I've loved this motorcycle. Even when I bought it September 2020, and in March 2021, the new ones came out with the, you know, the different indicators, the nodding light, and everything else, because actually there wasn't a colorway that I liked when they first launched that. They've changed that now with the triple black. I do quite like the triple black, but I didn't really like any of the other colors that they had. And this Kalamata is beautiful. I mean, it is striking, and I just love it. So I feel very lucky to have had this motorcycle. Whoever has this motorcycle after me will have bought a very, very accomplished motorcycle. You can see now that she is totally defarkled, so the nav's gone, the brace has gone on the anti-theft brace has gone on the TFT, the screen brace has gone off the screen, so she's now a bit flickable again. The lights have all gone, the cameras have gone, the backlights have gone, the DIN socket is back in its place, and the beauty of that is, if you've watched any of my fitting videos, I hate drilling holes in the motorcycle or changing the motorcycle in any way. So effectively this motorcycle is back to a completely standard, as it came out of the factory, GS Adventure, without me having drilled a single hole. Fender extender, mud sling. The only place that I have drilled 2 small holes was on the back of the rear number plate to hold the bracket that held the 2 rear stop tail Denali lights that I fitted on this one, and I've removed all of those parts and actually returned quite a bit of money on eBay selling the parts that I'm not swapping with the bike. As with most part exchanges with GS's, the dealers generally want them with the luggage, so my Boomot top box and panniers are on here now as we speak, and those are going with the bike. Pretty well the formula, it seems, for the dealers are, if you leave the luggage on it's 500 quid more, if you take the luggage off it's 500 quid less, but I think they prefer you to leave the luggage on, and you know, my luggage is, as the bike is, totally immaculate. So so as I say, whoever buys this motorcycle will have got themselves an absolute bargain. What's to follow? Well, you'll have to wait and see, because that'll be another video. But this is the end of an era for me. I'm actually quite sad about it, because I've loved this motorcycle, and I know I'm going to get comments saying, well, why have you changed it if you loved it that much? I could easily have bought another GS, you know, a triple black particularly. I like that colourway. They have just literally launched the 2022 GS Trophy colourway, and I do actually like that. It's not, it's quite striking, but you know, all the same, all good things have to come to an end, and hopefully when I do the reveal of the new bike, I'll be able to explain to you why for now the GS Adventure little play on words there, has come to an end. But I'm incredibly grateful for the 3 GSs I've had. They have been wonderful. I've enjoyed, I think, pretty much every minute with them, and more importantly, they've kept me safe and they've got me there and back, and there's an awful lot to be said for that, particularly if you've got a grin on your face. So hopefully you can stay tuned to the channel. If you feel like doing, please subscribe, because there will be more stuff coming along. There will be the new bike reveal coming along, so that in itself will be worth probably subscribing for, and don't forget to press the notification bell so that you get any of the videos that I do in the future. But if you don't tune into any more of these and you have a motorcycle, then stay safe, ride safe, and in any case we'll hopefully see you next time. Keep the shiny side up. Bye bye.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway, and in the driveway.